And we're here. Sunday, March 30th. Our last live stream of March, and we're into April. It's the NFL draft month. We are, how many days are we away from the NFL draft? We are 25 days, about to hit 24 days away from the NFL draft. Cheeseheads is here. James is here. How's it going, guys? Hope you're having a great weekend, a great Sunday. And yeah, we're just here talking football like always. Probably do a startup mock draft. 25 days. That's exciting, right, Kevin? 25 days. It comes fast, man. Unfortunately, after the draft, you got rookie mini camps, and then after that, it's like really the dead period until the season hits. So, um, exciting times for sure. I'm going to send out the link here to the startup. If you guys are interested in mocking and joining with us, hop on in. Solo today for now, and we'll see if we can fill up. At least get half a mock draft or so filled up. Would be great. If not, that's fine too. We can always just talk football Q&A type of style. We will see. But yeah, I think someone was mentioning. Um, recently about how this is like one of the first times that we haven't seen some kind of trade happen, right? We haven't seen some kind of trade happen where a team's trading up to for a pick or something like that, which is interesting, and it kind of makes sense because we don't have a lot of blue chip prospects necessarily. So, um, but we are here. I see the people joining. So go on in and hop in there. Might be a little bit lighter of a mock draft today. We have a real slow draft happening right now. Um, and yeah, that's exciting. I'll show that maybe later on. I'll give you guys a sneak peek on, not a sneak peek, but I'll give you guys an update um, on what's happening there. So let me know how it went. Cheeseheads, let me know how it went there. So I wanted to talk about, I talked about this at the beginning of the stream yesterday. Um, Hawk 2 over the 103, waiting for the response. Yeah, hopefully they take it. Again, if it's a shallower league, I think that's a pretty easy one for you to send. If it's a deeper league with a heavy tight end premium, we're talking something a little bit different there. But anyways, hit rates. Talking about hit rates for and why draft capital, matters for um, our rookie drafts and players that are going to hit. Um, Obviously, draft capital matters, but to what extent? Did a bunch of research. Probably tomorrow, I'm going to be like sending out all that stuff on the Discord. So if you guys are interested in checking that out, I'll give you like all my research and numbers, and you guys can do with it what you may. I may make a video about this in a couple of weeks. We'll see. But anyways, I looked. I went back to 2015, got all the drafted players, all the quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends that were drafted. Doesn't matter, rounds 1 through 7. All of them that were drafted, and then basically broke them down into different categories if they were a superstar, a star, a producer, a bench caliber player, or a bust, right? So superstar for a running back or receiver is either one season is a top 3 finish or 3 seasons in the top 10, right? That's just total points. Try to make it as inclusive as possible, right? Because I wanted to get real results here and how much draft capital mattered. Star, you can see here, producers, multiple seasons in the top 24. We have different criteria for tight ends, different criteria for quarterbacks, and trying to see like where do these star level players, what's the hit rate on players? I broke it into different categories. I broke it into top 10 picks, first round picks, not including those top 10 picks, second round picks, but you have to be in the top 50. So this is literally picks 33 to 50. And then I had rounds 2 and 3, which included all the other guys outside the top 50 and round 3, and then round 4, 5, and then round 6 and 7. And this is kind of the hit rates for each position here. Top 10 running backs since 2015 have 100% hit rate, 100%, which is kind of crazy. But it makes sense, right? I think there's only been 6 running backs. I think it was 6. Leonard Fournette was kind of the worst of them, right? Leonard Fournette was the worst of those guys. First round running backs is the next best bet to make, right? And then top 10 tight ends. Now, this one's a little bit, I should make a little caveat here. There's only been 2. There's only been 2 top 10 tight ends being drafted. So it's hard to get a clear picture. Essentially, it's a 50-50 here. It's TJ Hawkinson and Kyle Pitts. So then second round running backs, first round quarterbacks outside the top 10 quarterbacks, top 10 wide receivers. You can see like top 10 wide receivers are pretty far down the list. Running backs are obviously, really good bet to bet on. You have top 10 running backs and first round running backs, and then second round running backs that are top 50. There are 3 of the top 4 best, bets that you can make. Not to mention that second and third round running backs here are also a pretty good bet to make. They're almost just as, they're basically, they hit at the same rate as first round wide receivers, not taken in the top 10, which is kind of weird. So interesting stuff there. Interesting stuff to go into. Again, on the Discord, I'll kind of be giving all that stuff out to you. But we are doing a a Dynasty startup mock draft. We only have 4 of us in there, so I'd like to get a couple more in there if we could. I know it's going to be a little bit quieter of a night. It happens every now and then, Sunday evenings and stuff like that. But if anyone wants to join, hop on in. We got another person in there, but we'd love to get at least half, to get a little bit of a better viewpoint and stuff like that. We're going to do a 12-team super flex, PPR, and then 1.25 tight end premium. So tight ends are going to get 2.25 per reception. It's a third round reversal, by the way. Why are we doing those settings? Well, that's because in our real listener leagues, we are, that's the setting we are using. That's our Poseidon League that's starting up next week. Another thing I want to share for you before we get into the Dynasty startup mock draft. Once again, if you want to join, link is right there. If you're not in our Discord and you're watching either live or on replay, join our Discord because I am doing a giveaway. As you can see here, doing a giveaway here. And basically, we're going to give away a team review. And we're going to spin the wheel, or we're going to draw the winner after the first round. We're going to go live after the first round of the NFL draft on April 24th. We're going to give away a free team review. And honestly, I'll probably be giving out more than one if we get a lot of people in there. So all you have to do is go to this channel and just type something. I'll record your name. So get into our Discord. I'll leave the link to join our Discord in there. And then finally, let's look at our, actually, we're going to do that after. We're going to give it a few more minutes here. If you guys have any questions while we're waiting, drop the questions in the chat, but we're going to give it a few more minutes. Join our rookie Dynasty startup draft. I keep saying rookie. I'm used to doing the rookie draft, but this is a startup draft. Go ahead and join us if you may. We got a bunch of spots open. And join us if you so please. We'll do 15 rounds. It'll go by pretty quickly because we're going to have a lot of auto picks, if we don't fill these spots up. So we'd like to get at least a couple more in before we start. We're going to start at 7:15 Eastern, so 4:15 Pacific, 6:15 Central Time. Basically in 3 minutes, we will start that bad boy up. Discord's being confusing. I wonder why you can't join. You should be able to join if you click there. You can try again, Cheeseheads, but that should be a good link, right? That should be a good link. U of A, Bubba says, how do you feel about Mahomes dropping? You know what's interesting, U of A? So we're doing right now, one of our listener leagues. I'm going to share the tab here. We're doing a slow draft. Just started today. And It's a 12-team super flex. It's this setting. Well, it's a little bit different. 12-team super flex, half PPR, 0.1 per carry, 1.25 premium, and we just had a pick being made. And Patrick Mahomes went at the 107. Patrick Mahomes went at the 107. So that's interesting. Yeah. But he has been dropping in a lot of startups. We'll see where he goes in this startup mock draft. But he went at the 107. We see CD Lamb just got taken. I was kind of surprised to see CD Lamb drop so far. I almost took him at the 112, 201, but I didn't. Yeah. I mean, look what happened there. You could have gotten CD at the 205 here at the team 8. So that's a good start for team 8 there. But I almost took CD here. Now I will say wide receiver value in this league is a little bit less. Running backs actually score more points in this style of team format of league, just because it's a half PPR and it's 0.1 per carry. So that's why I went Jahmyr Gibbs. But I have I have CD in the same tier still as guys like Jefferson and Jamar Chase. I don't really see why CD should be falling that far compared to those guys, considering like over the last 2 years, all 3 of those guys have been pretty comparable. CD had the monster year. This year was a little bit more of a down year, still good, but a down year. Jamar Chase had a big year. Justin Jefferson just consistently good. So we're going to start this up in 1 minute, guys. If anyone wants to join, please join. I'd love to get more people in here. If not, all good. We will be doing many of these up until probably till August. So if you're just watching, you want to chill, that's all good. I've seen Mahomes go top of the round 3. Yeah, I get it to a certain extent because Mahomes seems to have fallen in that tier a little bit of just like guys who aren't glad you're here. Glad you are here, garlic bread, John. But Mahomes you could argue that Mahomes is just kind of in that tier of guys who that giant bucket of guys who just aren't difference makers at the position. That being said, we have seen Mahomes be a difference maker. There's only been 3 quarterbacks to average 25 points or more in 4-point per passing touchdown since 2021. That's Lamar, it's Jalen Hurts, and it's Mahomes. So, we've seen him be elite. I think he can get back there. I'm very interested to see, Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, Kelsey, even though he's a little bit older, but still have Kelsey. All those guys kind of. I think the offense would have been different had Rashee Rice stayed healthy. I think that was a big kind of. It hurt Mahomes in his numbers because you look at Mahomes once he got guys like Juju and D-Hop along with Worthy developing as a rookie, Mahomes was pretty good last year. His last 10 games, he was averaging 2 touchdowns a game. So that's what 35 touchdowns. He was averaging over 250 yards a game, which would put him, well over 4,400. So, but yeah, we're going to give it, I see a couple more people joining, so I'm just going to give it another minute here and then we're going to get started. But yeah, the Mahomes talk is interesting. If you want to know where I have him, I have Mahomes still in, so to me, it should be obviously the top guys, Allen, Daniels, Lamar, Hurts, and Burrow. After that, I have Mahomes, Caleb, and Drake May all in a tier together. I still consider them in a tier together because, again, we've seen Mahomes be awesome. So, but yeah, 1 more minute. If anyone else wants to join, hop on in. If not, we're going to start this bad boy up. Once again, guys, if you're in the Poseidon League, it's the Poseidon League settings. 12-team Superflex PPR 1.25 tight end premium. That means tight ends are getting 2.25 per reception. Yeah, redraft's a little interesting. I mean, man, CD's so damn good. So damn good. I just don't think he should be falling as far, but it is what it is, It is what it is. All right, I think I'm going to start this up. I don't want to make everyone wait while, for those of you that are already here. So let's get this bad boy started. As we got the 101 is Jaden Daniels, the 101 in our slow draft league. was Jaden Daniels the whale, Josh Allen, Justin Jefferson by the auto pick there. So yeah, keep the questions coming, guys, if you had them. Appreciate everyone in here watching. By the way, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I think we're 11 away from 1,200, and we're one away. And we're one away from 1190. So that's exciting. As I am on the clock here, we see Daniels, Allen, Lamar, and Mahomes. We see Mahomes. Well, it is the auto pick, goes 105. I have Hurts over Burrow. I have Hurts over Burrow. I know people might think that's a little crazy, but I just the rushing, right? The rushing's there, and man, Burrow has to do what he did last year consistently, and he's still not even going to maybe reach Jalen Hurts level. You know, we're talking about 40 plus touchdowns and 5,000 yards because just the rushing, man. It's just the rushing. I don't think they're going to take away the tush push. Although if they did, interesting conversation if Burrow should be going ahead of Jalen Hurts. CD is one of the easiest one to get, harder to get. Yeah, you know who's? I'll mention him when he goes off the board. When he goes off the board here, but there's someone else who I think is a little bit easier to potentially get. So, and I'm talking about an elite wide receiver that's a little bit easier to get. And when he goes off the board, I'll let you know who it is. As we see Drake May go off the board at the 202. Drake May was a first round pick in our slow draft, 109. So he's the hype on Drake May is rising. Cheeseheads likes Hurts over Burrow. Yeah, I like Burrow. I think, Hurts just won the Super Bowl. He has his job secure. He's going to get rushing touchdowns. It's just the rushing is such a cheat code. Such a cheat code. Now, I will say in my leagues, in our listener leagues, we play 6 point per passing touchdown and 1 point passing yard. 20 yards passing is 1 point, so it's a little bit more friendly to passing quarterbacks. But by the way, we are playing with rookies. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but rookies are in here. As I took Puka Nacua. Nico Collins is the guy I was talking about. Nico Collins to me is the last of that elite tier of wide receivers: Jefferson, Chase, Neighbors, Lamb, BTJ, Amon-Ra, Puka, and Nico Collins. And I think Nico Collins, I don't think there's this weird thing around him where we feel like he's not in that elite category, but to me, he is. And he's the easiest to get of those elite guys, in my opinion. So just someone that I think is interesting. If you do want an elite wide receiver, it's so hard to get Jefferson, Chase, Neighbors. BTJ is impossible. Amon-Ra is kind of impossible. Puka's kind of impossible. So to me, Nico is still in that elite tier of guys. And if he can stay healthy, like Garlic Bread just said, Nico has injury issues. If he can stay healthy, he's gonna be awesome. So Cheeseheads, your sleeper lagged out. You should be able to hop back in. You might miss this pick, but should be able to hop back in. The thing with the tush push rule maybe changes. I think they caveat it that player cannot be pushed as the ball snap, but after they can ball snap. Yeah, my opinion about the tush push is that until like a majority of the league can convert that play 80% of the time, or whatever, 90% of the time, until that happens, I don't think they should outlaw it. Now, again, what I say doesn't mean anything, right? But I just don't love the play necessarily. It's not an aesthetically pleasing play to watch, but no one else can do it besides really Hurts and Allen. Like, you have to have the quarterback to do it. So I don't think they should. I don't think they should get rid of it, in my opinion. But who knows? I don't think they're going to. I wonder how that would affect it, though, John. What do you guys think? If you have to wait, cannot be pushed as the ball is snapped. They can after the ball is snapped. If they have to wait to push them, I would imagine that affects the efficiency of it. But let's just say Jalen Hurts gets, I don't even know how many tush push touchdowns he gets a year, but let's just say he gets 10. I don't even know if that might even be too much. What percentage of those are still going to be A, Jalen Hurts rushing touchdowns, and B, Jalen Hurts passing touchdowns? You have to imagine 70% of those are still going to be either him running the ball or him passing the ball in. So, I still think even if the tush push is gone, Jalen Hurts is still going to have a lot of rushing touchdowns, and if not, they're going to convert a little bit into passing touchdowns. So we see Barkley go, Achane, Trey McBride at the 205. Again, it is a 1.25 tight end premium PPR. Looking pretty normal here. I don't see anything too crazy. You're just kind of checking this out. Marvin Harrison's another one where like he can easily be elite, right? He can get into that elite category. He can easily get into that elite category, and there's not many guys after him. Like I don't think Ladd can get into the elite category type of guys. I think I don't know. I'm a Chargers fan, but I do think he's kind of limited in the sense of like I think he's going to be very good. I just don't know if he's going to be like top 5 good. Which way do I want to go here? Still some guys I like there. Let's change it up a little bit. Let's go. Man, I'm going to go with, I'll go Jason. We'll change it up, try to do things a little bit differently. Yeah, Nico for sure is someone to be getting. Nice, you got back in. Yeah, Genti's a nice pick there for sure. Genti is a nice pick for sure there. Saquon up big if they outlaw. Yeah, again, like I still think again, if anyone knows how many tush push touchdowns he got, touchdowns. Let's see, Eagles tush push touchdowns. I don't know if there's anywhere that shows you how many touchdowns they had from it. If anyone knows, let me know because I'm just curious. Because like, I think the easy thing to imagine is like, oh, tush push is gone, right? Okay, they got 10 tush push touchdowns. Let's say tush push is gone. Oh, there goes 10 touchdowns from Hurts. And in reality, it probably means like three or four less touchdowns. That would be my guess, especially if you play in 6-point per passing touchdown leagues. Marvin Harrison Jr.'s stats and separations is insanely elite. Cards need a better quarterback in OC though. I think they need to just like they need to use him differently, right? They need to use him differently. But yeah, I mean he's still easily like he can jump into that elite tier pretty easily. Marvin Harrison Jr. Ski, sorry you missed it, man. Sorry you missed it. Are you in our Discord, Ski? If you're not, you should get in there because I announce when we go live all the time. So hop on in there if you're not. I'm going to leave the link here. We're doing a giveaway. If you're in our Discord, if you look near the bottom where under content release category or channel, I have giveaways. And I'm basically just going to give away a free team review. I'm gonna draw the name the night of after the first round of the NFL draft. We're gonna go live, and I'm gonna draw a name, probably multiple names because I'll have had a couple of beers and I'll be feeling happy, and we'll get we'll do the giveaway and give away a free team review here. So hop on in there. Still a lot of quarterbacks I like, so I think I'm gonna risk it a little bit here. You know what? Let's go with. I don't have my rankings. I'm kind of just going blind today. I'm going to go Tyler Warren. I may seem a little crazy over Sam Laporta, but I'm going to go Tyler Warren. So how much work does Cup take away from Jason? I don't think he takes too much, to be honest. I basically look at it as like, look at what Lockett and DK Metcalf did last year. Tyler Lockett had 74 targets, and DK Metcalf had 108. So we're talking about 190 or so targets between those two guys. 100, I guess it'd be closer to 180, 185, 180. Let's just say 180 targets. I think Cooper Cup and MVS are going to account for about that much, right? So I don't think he takes too much, to be honest. Like, I think they both can be good. I do think they're going to run the ball more, though. So I don't think they're going to pass the ball as much. So I don't know. I think I'm not too worried about Cup. He's a 32-year-old injury prone wide receiver. I think he can still have a good season, but chances are he doesn't. And I'm not super worried about him, if I'm being completely honest. So um, I still like JSN a lot. Still, and I feel like the vibes around JSN are pretty good. Like, what else can the guy do? He was considered the best wide receiver prospect, drafted to a team where we knew year one he was going to have a tough time being fantasy relevant. That's what happened. Had flashes his rookie year, and then he took an incredible jump his next year. Like, he's kind of doing exactly what we all expect a wide receiver, maybe not drafted in the top 5 to do. And so I just think people are pretty high on him. And like, I would take JSN over Lad McConkey. They're in the same tier, so I don't mind if you want to take Lad McConkey over JSN, but I think I would take JSN over Lad McConkey. But I get it that the Chargers have a little bit of a obviously a better quarterback. I feel like Darnold's going to lean on Cup. Yeah, it's definitely possible. It's definitely possible. I wonder what Darnold's like a slot target rate is. That's my biggest worry. Is JSN going to see a lot less slot work? Because if he does, then I'm a little bit. If someone drives by, sorry for the noise. I'm a little bit nervous about that if he does take away a significant amount of slot work from him, because obviously we like slot targets. They're easy targets, right? So, man, I normally don't take JJ McCarthy. I'm going to go ahead and grab him here. Usually he goes a lot further. I'll grab him here and see what happens. But yeah, it's definitely possible that Darnold leans on Cup, especially if Cup becomes he kind of becomes like Adam Thielen a little bit. Adam Thielen moved to the slot and obviously revived. He added a couple years to his career these last 2 years. Adam Thielen, does Cooper Cup do that? It's possible. I guess that's my only worry. And they could still draft someone too. Still could draft someone. Did you guys see that Tet only watches film with the wide receiver room? He doesn't ever watch it unless told by the coaches, basically, and then the wide receiver. I didn't see that. No, I have a feeling Tet's gonna fall a little bit. I do have a feeling Tet's gonna fall. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me at all if he falls. Like, there's not a lot of great spots in the like, if New England passes up on him, you have Jacksonville, and he's gonna play second fiddle to BTJ. Jets is going to play second fiddle to Garrett Wilson. Vegas might not be bad, but you have Brock Bowers and Jacoby Myers there. Carolina is a decent spot. New Orleans, like, we're not super excited about that. There's some spots where I could see Ted McMillan falling to like the 106, 107 range. So, yeah, Kevin, I hope you win. Not that I'm playing favorites or anything, but I hope you win. And honestly, I say I'm going to give away one. I'm probably going to give away multiple. One, because I like doing them. But two, I'm going to, it's going to be draft night. We're all going to be excited. And I'm going to be giving away more, I believe. Where did Cam Ward go? He went at the 403. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and grab. I believe in Jalen Waddle, man. I just have this feeling that Jalen Waddle is going to have a good season. Dolphins are going to bounce back. Just to double check for the listener startups, first 10 rounds of stream. I think we're going to do 10 rounds, John. I'll confirm with everyone this week. I think I'm going to go do 12 rounds because we have a start 12 starting roster. So it'd be kind of nice to do 12 so we can look at, like, here's your starting roster, so to speak. I know it's not going to be the first 12 rounds aren't necessarily your starting roster. But I think it might be 12. I'll confirm with everyone. If some people are like not sure, then we'll do 10. It's going to be at least 10 though, Going to be at least 10. You're going to have, I believe, 2 minutes on the clock for the first 6 rounds, and then 1.5 after that, and then then we'll switch it over to a slow draft. So as we see our first, I'm just looking at the slow draft in the next in our other league. I'll show you guys the slow draft in the other league after this. We had our first rookie go. So by rookie, I mean kicker. Let's see here. Thought on Bucky's price. Seems scattered. I have seen people pay up for him. I've also seen sold cheap. Believe in Bucky hype. I bought for a projected 26 first this week. I like that for you, Kevin. I think Bucky's one of those players. So whenever there's running backs that high up, I'm always skeptical. Not skeptical, but I'm always looking to potentially trade. Because in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, is this as high as they're going to get? Let me ask you guys this. What running backs, let's just say news came out and this a running back gets hurt, they're going to miss the first 6 weeks, 8 weeks of the season, right? How many running backs are there in Dynasty where their value does not change at all, right? So you hear, oh, this player's going to miss half the season. What running back's value stays the same? Saquon's value drops, right? Breece Hall's value drops. Jonathan Taylor's value drops. There's a lot of guys. Bijan, Gibbs, I don't think their value really drops that much, right? Maybe slightly, but not really. Bucky, does his value drop? I don't know. My opinion about Bucky is I don't want to buy him if I have to pay what he's worth, but I also don't want to sell him unless I get a slight overpay, if that makes sense. If I have him, I want someone to slightly overpay. I'm probably going to hold him if it's like even value, in my opinion. Obviously, if it's lower than his current value, which is basically like a top 7 running back, I'm not going to trade him. If it's even, I'm probably not going to trade him. If it's a slight overpay, I will. But I also don't want to overpay for him in a weird way. But I think he's really, really, really good. I was a big Bucky fan. He's always going to have the idea that, this idea of, oh, he was a 5th round pick and stuff like that. That's always going to be there. Kind of, bringing him down a little bit. But I think he's really damn good. The issue is going to be like, can he consistently be good and with health and stuff like that? So I don't know who I want here. Sorry, I'm trying to make a pick and talk at the same time. I'm going to go. I don't think there should be. I'll go Shedeur Sanders. I don't know if there should be that much separation between Sanders and Cam Ward. So I'll go ahead and take Sanders there. Again, we'll know more after the draft, but still see like almost every single mock draft, like Shedeur Sanders is a top 10 pick. And it feels a little bit like Bo Nix for me last year. People were kind of down on Bo Nix because, he's the sixth quarterback drafted, and people weren't sure about his arm strength. Was he a product of the system at Oregon? And I kind of was just saying, like, look, all that may be true, but when it comes to quarterbacks, it's really hard to scout them. So if an NFL team says this player is worth a top 10 pick, this quarterback's worth a top 10 pick, I'm going to value that and draft appropriately, because scouting quarterbacks is by far the hardest thing to do. And no one's really that good at it, not even the NFL. They miss on 50% of top 10 quarterbacks anyways, which could be an argument to say, hey, maybe we shouldn't take Sanders. But I think if he gets in the right system, I kind of like the Giants for him. I think Shedeur Sanders can be a good top 15-ish kind of guy. So sniped you on JSN and McCarthy. Sorry about that. I apologize. Usually the McCarthy hype has been like, I think we did a mock draft earlier this week, and McCarthy went in the 3rd round, right? McCarthy went all the way in the 3rd round. So that was interesting to see there, as we see Jameson Williams and Ayuk go back to back. What's your guys' thoughts on Ayuk? How you guys feeling about Ayuk, man? It feels like people are just like out on Ayuk. Like I feel like it was really exciting to have Ayuk, and people are now just like, no, thank you, right? They're just like, nope, no, thank you. It's a little surprising, in my opinion. Like I still think Ayuk's a good player. Obviously, he's going to be coming off that injury, and I keep forgetting that he played 8 games. But um, I don't know. I still think Ayuk's a very good player, and maybe some value there, um, kind of forming for him. Man, do I want to take another? There's some good players here that I don't think should necessarily be falling that far. I'm going to go ahead and grab my boy Dylan Sampson. I'm a huge Dylan Sampson fan, as you guys probably know. Um, I'm a huge. I have him in the same tier as Quinshawn Judkins and Caleb Johnson. So right now we don't know draft capital. I'm going to pretend that he was a round 2 pick, right? Obviously, if he's a round 4 pick or something, that's going to affect him. But I'm just a big Dylan Sampson guy, and there's some value here for sure. I'm curious to see where they go. I wanted to push it out. I probably would have taken someone else if this was a real draft, but I want to see, especially with we got 4 non-computer players coming up. I want to see if they get back to me, a couple of those guys, because I don't know if they should be falling that far, in my opinion. So I just want to see if they kind of fall back. Still scared of McCarthy. They're actively looking at a decent back. I kind of agree with you, Kevin. Like, I'm fine with him where I took him and that value there, but it does feel a little like, are they 100% in on McCarthy? Are they 100%? And we don't know anything about him. And I think McCarthy's value is being increased. I think McCarthy's value is being increased because of Sam Darnold. And I hate when that happens. It's like Marvin Harrison Jr. last year, specifically in redraft, not so much in Dynasty, but in redraft. Marvin Harrison Jr. would not have been, he was basically a early second round pick in redraft last year, and he was a bust, right? He would not have been an early second round pick had it not been for guys like Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Puka Nakua. Like, he was benefiting because other players had done well, and so we assumed this is the new trend. JJ McCarthy's value is being increased because of what Sam Darnold did last year. Oh, it must be any quarterback can do that. Any quarterback can throw 35 and 4,300 yards and 35 touchdowns, right? Like, anyone could. So yeah, I just I don't like doing that, like giving someone value because of another player, right? Now, once again, McCarthy was a top 10 pick in the first round pick and all of that. One thing I will say, though, also, which also makes me think a little bit, I think the Vikings were kind of content. Like, they didn't trade up from, where were they at in that draft? Like at 12 or 13. They didn't trade up after Penix went. They didn't trade up to the 108, 109 to go get McCarthy, 107 right after Penix. They waited, and then they moved up like 2 spots to the 110, right? So they were kind of content, or like they left the window open for another team to sneak in there and grab McCarthy, which gives me a little bit of maybe insight into, now maybe they were trying to trade up, who knows? But I don't know. I kind of agree with you though, Kevin. Like, feels a little like, and I do think these Aaron Rodgers rumors aren't just Aaron Rodgers. Like, I think it could be some interest from the Vikings as well. John says he'll take a chance on Ayuk. Yeah, I agree. I'll take Ayuk on the cheap. Ayuk 2 years ago was an absolute league winner. Yeah, I agree for sure. So there's a couple guys here. One of them was Mark Andrews. I was a little bit surprised to see him fall. I don't think he should be falling that far, personally. I don't think he should be falling that far. Like, he was still really damn good last year. I know he's been injured the last couple of years, but he was still really good. Another one here is, I'm just going to take the shot. Like, Anthony Richardson, to me, I know I have 4 quarterbacks, but like, he still has top 5 potential, right? If he still has top 5 potential. And I see someone dropped or asked about him here. So will there be another mock ski? What we can do, I'm up for doing a. If you guys are up for it, you guys can let me know in the chat. I'm down to do a rookie mock if you guys are. I don't think I can do another startup, but I'm up for doing a rookie mock if you guys are up for that. Just do a 4 round, 20-25 minute rookie mock. It'd be great. I really want to get it basically filled if possible. So I don't want to do it if only a couple people can, but I'll be open to do it if everyone in here. Well, we have 15 people watching, so we should be able to fill it up. Thoughts on Anthony Richardson? Could be bad for football, great for fantasy type of guys. I think it's yes, absolutely, and that's why I took him here, Kevin. I thought about taking him at the 806, and I wanted to see if he fell back to me, and he did. I think he's the perfect buy low quarterback because if the guy hits, man, if he plays a full season, no matter if he throws the ball well or not, if he plays a full season, he's a top 7 quarterback, maybe top 5, maybe top 1. Like that's the range of outcome for him. So I'm 100% in on buying low on him. I want him for my QB3, QB4. So it could just, I don't want to overpay for him. I'm not selling Anthony. If I have Anthony Richardson on my team, the lowest I'll take for him is like the 202. If anyone wants to offer me like a mid-second, I'm probably just out. McCarthy going to be a Jedi. Yeah, sure. I hope so. I hope McCarthy is good. We also didn't see a lot of McCarthy. Like he was very limited in the Michigan offense, like very limited. So, he was supported by a great run game and they didn't ask a lot from him, but he obviously did well. It was the drop at the end that ruined his value. Yeah, which is kind of dumb though, right? Like, I don't think it should be. Like Mark Andrews last year, if you take out his horrendous start, which obviously leaves a sour taste in people's mouths, and people were starting him during that time, so I get it. Like you can't just take it out. Still, last year Mark Andrews was tight end 5 in half PPR, tight end 5, tight end 7 in points per game, and that's with a horrendous start where he scored less than 10 points in the first 4 games. And then from that point on, from week 6 on, Mark Andrews was the tight end 5. So he was good. He was good last year, and even the year before when he got hurt, he was like before that game where he got hurt and missed the rest of the year, he was like the tight end 1 in half PPR. So, I would take the quarterbacks around JJ. You got Kyler, Lawrence, Purdy, and Baker in the same value tier. Yeah, I still call me crazy. I still kind of believe in Kyler, and that Kyler can be a difference maker again. Like just because of the rushing, I'm always all in on rushing quarterbacks. If he's not out of breath, I'm hoping Daniel Jones takes over there. See, I don't really want Daniel Jones to take over. Now, Daniel Jones may be better for the Colts. He may be a better quarterback for the Colts and what they want to do. He's just not exciting. Like Anthony Richardson, man, like you'll tune in to watch him if he puts it all together. So that's kind of why I'm in, right? I'm in on him. Paul, yes, I will do. We had a couple people comment. Maybe you were one of them, Paul. I'm not sure. 2 people, at least 2 people commented on my. I just posted a rookie mock pre-recorded video, and asking for a. I don't think it was you. Maybe it was. Maybe it was you, Paul. But asking for a one quarterback. And yeah, one person did it nicely. One person was kind of a little bit of an asshole asking for it. Oops, I'm on the clock. And it's just like, dude, chill out. Like first of all, you don't have to watch the video if it's not super flex. And second of all, just say, hey, you mind doing a one quarterback, and I'll happily do it. So yeah, we can actually do that. I'll get that set up here soon. We can do one right now tonight. A one quarterback. Show some love for the one QB guys here. Oh man, where do I want to go? There's still some good wide receivers. I'll take a shot. How much time do I have? Okay, I still got some time. You know what? No, I need a running back. I don't understand the Pollard fall. I'm not 100% sure on the Pollard fall there. Like he was before he got hurt, a low end. He was like a top 20 running back. Kind of got hurt. Tajay Spears had a big end of the year, last couple of games, but it was only when Tony Pollard got hurt. Like before that, it was like they clearly wanted Pollard to be their guy, and Spears is more of a pass catcher and in kind of a spell, give him a break and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't see the Titans adding a running back either because they have Pollard and Spears. So yeah, let's do a rookie one QB rookie draft. I'm gonna post the link to it if you guys want to start joining. We got 4 more rounds here, and then we'll start that up. But you can hop in and start joining the rookie mock. We'll do a 4-rounder. Only take about 20 minutes or so. We'll do 3. Actually, we'll do 3 rounds since it's a 1 quarterback. We'll do 3 round. No, screw it. Let's do 4 rounds. Why not? We only live once, right? Yeah, these bots are all screwing us, right? They're all screwing us. Love doing rookie mocks in general. Just want to get a better gauge in 1 quarterback league. Yeah, luckily this year, you don't have as much of an influence in the first round from the quarterbacks as you did last year. But no, I get it. I like to show love to the one. I don't play in any 1 quarterback dynasty leagues. I guess is why I always lean towards. I lean towards Superflex, but it's fine. We can do a 1 QB. So yeah, hop on in there if you guys are down. We already got some people hopping in. And we will do that. Pollard was decent last year. I think he was better than decent. Like you look at his last 3 years, Tony Pollard, they're not that different from the year where we loved him. In 2022, 1,378 total yards. 2023, where we hated him, 1,316 total yards. Last year in Tennessee, 1,317 total yards. Like he's been 1,300 plus total yards the last 3 years, including the year we all love Pollard. 39, 55, and 41 catches. So he's floating around 40 plus catches. The big difference is the touchdowns. That 1 year where we loved him, he had 12. The last 2 years, he had 11 combined. That's it. That's the only reason why his numbers aren't as good as his 2022 season when we loved Pollard. Cam Ward comes in. He turns the team around offensively. Tony Pollard could have 10 touchdowns. It wouldn't be crazier things have happened. I like. I haven't really been paying attention to the rookies and stuff like that, but I like Jalen Warren still. Like as of right now, I think we're all assuming the Steelers go out and get someone, and I need to move my camera here. I think we're assuming the Steelers are going to go out and get someone, but you know what? I'm going to move it to the side so I don't block everyone. But also, like, what if they don't and just it's like Warren is their main guy? I mean, they'll probably draft someone, but I'm talking about in the first few rounds here. 1 QB is interesting. Willing to join a 1 QB league if you have it. I don't have any, but if anyone else does, let them know. And the Discord is the place to do that. I really hope Milton gets traded. I want to see him start. Yeah, I'm not as excited about Milton as others, but I get the hype around him. Big arm and can run the ball. What's not to love there? What is not to love? Once again, guys, join the other rookie mock. The rookie mock there. If you don't have a lot of time, it's only going to take 20 minutes or so. We'll use landing spots. We'll use landing spots. I'll leave the. No, we won't use landing spots. We'll just kind of play it out how it is. It's a little late to pull up some landing spots right now, so yeah. But I'm excited. We got just over 3 weeks away from the NFL draft, so we're gonna go live. We're gonna go live after the first round, after the second and third round, and then Sunday after the entire draft. We're gonna go live, so I'm excited about that. and just kind of get a clear picture of what's going on and where these guys are falling. Starting to like Milrow. Yeah, I mean, if he goes, um, if he goes to a team where you can see him start, he's going to have value. He's just one of those, as much as we hate it, like he's just one of those quarterbacks that, because he runs the ball, um, like he's just going to have value. So he just has to get to the team where you can actually see him start. So, but we are coming to the end of this one here. I'm going to switch it over to a minute once the pick here is made, just to speed this up a little bit. Switch it over to a minute. And there we go. Do it a minute. Speed it up just a little bit. And once again, make sure to join that other rookie mock. I'm going to start setting that up here. Linear, we're going to do Dynasty. We'll do PPR, 60 seconds per pick, rookies only. Roster settings are going to be quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end. There we go. We'll give you 4 rounds there. You might need a refresh if you guys are already in there. Yeah, hop on in that other one here. As we see Marvin Mims, Jalen Coker, Cooper Kupp. I wanted to pick Cooper Kupp as well. I thought, again, like, does Cooper Kupp have another year or 2 in him? Potentially. He potentially does. Like, can he do the Adam Thielen? I don't think he's going to be obviously Cooper Kupp as we know, but Adam Thielen, when he's played the last couple of years, he's at least been like a flex-worthy guy during bye weeks. Like, can Cooper Kupp do that for a year? I think he can. What do we got here? What kind of rookies do we have? Some rookies that I like. I'm going to go with man, I just see Tank Dell's name and I get sad. It just makes me sad when I see his name, if I'm being 100% honest here. Do I have a tight end? Oh, yeah, I took Tyler Warren. Not really interested there. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna go Travis Kelce. Guy still caught 90+ passes last year in a 2.25 points per reception for tight ends. Wow, I team the draft at first overall here in the market's killing it. Easily the best draft. Let's see it. Let us see it here. We got Jaden Daniels and Penix. You got Marvin Harrison, AJ Brown, Brandon Ayuk, Jamison Williams, Keon Coleman, Jacoby Myers, and then JT Judkins, Aaron Jones, Coastal Loveland. Like the team, a good mix of mostly young guys. Besides guys like Aaron Jones and I guess Ayuk, you don't consider young. AJ Brown, only 27, which is kind of funny. We talk about we talk about Nico Collins in that elite tier. And usually in the elite tier, you have to be younger. Nico Collins is 26 and AJ Brown is 27. I don't know how far apart they are, but yeah, you still got there's still some years of AJ Brown. Yeah, I like that team. John, for sure. I like it a lot. Stash Miller on the taxi squad would love if he. Are you talking about Ricky? You talking about Milton? Bill Milton? Yeah, he'll definitely stay. He's not over. Just be cautious to like. He looked good in week 18 or whatever it was. We got to be cautious there. There's been a couple guys in the past years that look great in week 18, and then they're not very good. So, would you push Travis Hunter up in a shorter format since upside matters more? How high are you willing to go? Me personally, in a super flex league, Pete, I have a hard time taking him earlier than the early second, 201 to 204 range. I have a hard time personally. Where I see him go with when I do these listener mocks with you guys is a lot of times he goes in the first round. And I think there's an argument to be made that if New England takes him at 4 and they don't really add much else to their wide receiver room besides just Stephon Diggs, there's an argument for him. Oops, I'm on the clock. There's an argument for him to go in the first round for sure. Because it's like they're probably going to use him as a they're probably going to use him as a wide receiver and not a cornerback. So I'm fine if you're shooting for upside. The 108, sure. I just have a hard time. There's just a lot of guys I like in this, so I have a little bit harder time here taking him that high. But again, like I've seen him go that high in our rookie mock, so um, it does depend a little bit on where he goes. Like if he goes to Cleveland, what's he going to play as? Like if he goes to the Giants, I don't know. It's really tough, man, to know what he's going to play as. We know he's going to get offensive snaps, but we just don't know like how much, right? We really just don't know how much. As we are finishing up the last round here, once again, guys, if you want to join the other, we're gonna do a 4-round rookie mock, a 1 quarterback. Keep that in mind, a 1 quarterback league there. So we're showing love to the 1 QB crowd today, since we always do super flex, right? And we'll try a 1 quarterback startup as well, maybe. First few rounds here soon. I gotta find out who I'm gonna pick here. I'm not gonna pick any of those. Jalen Noel went. He did. Oh, Jalen Royals is still there. He's like my wide receiver 5 in this upcoming draft class. So, and we're not using landing spots, by the way, for the rookie mock. Just so you guys know. Just so we know, as we got the Mr. Irrelevant is Marshawn Lloyd. Like the pick. Garlic Bread, you killed it with your last few picks there, too. Jacoby Myers, Cole Kmet, Milrow, and Lloyd. I love it. I love it. All right, let's pop over here. We'll give it a few more minutes. If anyone wants to join this rookie mock draft here, by the way, you might need a refresh to see the 4th round added. This is going to be a 12-team, 1 quarterback PPR rookie mock. Yeah. So if anyone wants to join, we got some spots open. We'll give it a few minutes. Don't want to keep everyone waiting, so we'll give it just a few minutes. If not, I can draft for the computers. No problem. And yeah, we're going to be doing a rookie only, not a super flex. So we'll give it a few minutes. And yeah, appreciate everyone that's here and watching. Make sure to hit the like button. And subscribe if you're not subscribed. We're 11 subscribers away from 1,200, so that would be awesome to get there soon. Help us get there if you're not subscribed, and if you're not in the Discord, join the Discord because we will be doing a giveaway in the Discord. I'll talk about that after this. But anyone else wants to join right here? We'll answer some questions while we're waiting. Would consider Travis Hunter at the 105. Okay, if he's in New England, there you go. So it's not crazy to say at the 108. It's not. The upside's there. The upside is there. I mean, if we know he's a wide receiver, he is the 102 probably. If Travis Hunter goes to New England, he should easily be drafted 104 or 105, and definitely first wide receiver off the board. So there you go, Pete. You are not crazy for thinking the 108. You're not crazy at all. 10 teams start 10. Ibuka feels like a bench piece versus Trevor could actually be a wide receiver 1. Yeah, fair. That's fair. That is fair for sure. Do I follow any sports? I'm a big baseball fan. Padres fan. I was born in San Diego. I was bummed when the Chargers left. I used to be a diehard Chargers fan. They left San Diego. I was actually a season ticket holder with my dad, who you guys see on this channel. He was a season ticket holder from 2010 to until they left to LA. So what was that 2017? I think their last year, 2016. Yeah, so I'm San Diego. I still kind of follow the Chargers, but I'm a little bit more like separated from it, not as passionate about it, especially now that there's no one from. I guess Denzel Perryman, he played in San Diego, but just Rivers is gone. Gates, Keenan Allen could come back, but he's gone. So, yeah, and so yeah, I'm a big baseball fan. Obviously the Padres, who were horrendous until 5 years ago or so, hard to follow, but I'm a big fan, and I hate the Dodgers. If anyone's a Dodgers fan, they're probably my most hated team. It's moved from the Raiders to the Dodgers. So, all right, I think I'm going to start this up. No one else is joining, so let's go. I will. Got to turn that sound off. I will pick for the teams that aren't here. Looks like someone just snuck in potentially. Ashton Genty is the 101, and I think Omarion Hampton should be the 102. Yeah, I have the game on right now on my phone on silent, so they're up 2-0 right now. Yeah, it's been a tough series, but Braves will be fine. They do have a tough Braves. You guys have a tough start of your year. I was looking at it earlier. So you get the Dodgers next, and then the Phillies. Oh no, you get the Marlins in between the Dodgers and Phillies. So at least you got that, but kind of a tough start. Padres and Dodgers for sure. Yeah, I'm still not over. I'm still not over the Padres losing to the Dodgers last year. Padres were the better team. Baseball, obviously, not always the better team wins. Padres, when they beat the Dodgers back in 2022, were not the Dodgers were the better team, but the Padres beat them. Last year, the Padres were the better team, and I really think that was the World Series. I really think that was the World Series there, and the Dodgers won it against the Padres. So as we see Henderson, Ted McMillan, Tyler Warren, Ibuka go. I'm going to go ahead and take Judkins and Burden. We'll go Judkins and Burden. 100% they should have stayed. It was a money thing. And for anyone that says, like, oh, the Chargers fans didn't support them, it's kind of BS because, like, those when they were good, it's obviously not going to be as passionate of a fan base as like Green Bay, but like, man, when we used to go to those games in those early 2010s when they had Phillip Rivers and Gates and Vincent Jackson was there, LT when before he left in the in 2009, I think his last season was with the Chargers. Like that stadium was packed and just it was bumping. That stadium was full of Chargers fans, Just look at the Padres. Like now that they have an owner that he passed away, but an owner that cared and was putting money into the team, a team that was good. Like that stadium is that baseball stadium is packed every night. It's sold out. It's one of the best atmospheres in baseball right now. So like to say, that's one of the things I heard was, oh, they're not going to fill. There's no Chargers fans and stuff like that. Now I don't think there's many Chargers fans. So Padres, Dodgers, it is tough, but plus we're still injured from last year. Dodgers won it all, though. Shout out to them. Yeah, whatever. I just hate the Dodgers. I do. Let's look at this first round real quick. But again, it's all love. Dodgers. I don't hate Dodgers fans. I hate that the Padres, that the Dodgers are so good. That's why I hate them. But let's look at this first round. We have Genty, Hampton, Henderson. Interesting there. Ted McMillan, Tyler Warren, Emeka Ibuka, Quinshawn Judkins, Luther Burden, Caleb Johnson, Travis Hunter, Dylan Sampson. I took Dylan Sampson at the 111. I'm a big Dylan Sampson guy. I am a big Dylan Sampson guy. He's my RB4/5. Still haven't completely decided, but he's in the tier with Judkins and Caleb, and we see Matthew Golden go. So what do you guys think about that first round? Any shocks, any surprises? Again, we're not playing with any landing spots. It's just a PPR league, so it's not a tight end premium league. Any surprising picks right there? I think that's pretty standard, right? Like that's a very good. This is a very good chance in a 1 QB that this is how the first round goes. I think very good chance. Golden's going to be a bust. I'm avoiding him everywhere. See, John, I like Golden a lot. I like Golden a lot, and I've liked him before he ran fast at the 40. Although I don't know if he is that fast. I really like Golden. I don't know if he has the ceiling. Like to me, I like him. Like I think he's the perfect like Robin to a Batman, but he needs to be on the right team, right? Like if you go to the Colts or something, you're not going to produce. But if you're on a team that's going to throw the ball, like I think Golden could be a great wide receiver too. So All right, we'll start this back up here. I'm going to go ahead and take. Uh, I'll go ahead and take Loveland, and I'm curious what you guys think. Where do the quarterbacks go? I don't play a lot of. I don't play one QB dynasty, so I'm curious where should quarterbacks go? Should they fall a little bit? Um, I'm going to take my boy Jalen Royals though. Jalen Royals is my wide receiver 5. In my mind, I expected Judkins and Johnson to go higher. Um, yeah, I mean, I, I've been telling people that for a long time now, especially in Superflex. If you're in this one, if you have the 104 and in one quarterback, I'd probably say the 103. Try and trade back to the 106 to 109 in that range, and pick up extra assets and still get a really good player. Like I'd much rather have Quinshawn Judkins plus something else than Travion Henderson or Ted McMillan. Sorry, I'd rather have like Luther Burden plus something else over Ted McMillan. So if you guys can do that, because that range from like in Superflex, it's 104 to 109. In one QB, it's looking 103 to 108 ish, 109. That range there is there's just so many ways it could go, so many ways. As we do see the quarterbacks go off here, so this is about where they should go. Cam Ward and Shador Sanders. So interesting to see that there. I'll go. Man, these running. I'm just so excited about these running backs. I know a lot of people are big Devin Neal fans. I think I'm a little bit lower on Devin Neal than most, but I still like him. Still think he's a good player, and I really like DJ Giddens too. So I'm going to go ahead and take DJ Giddens there and see how that works out. Marvin says I'm offering 326 first for BTJ and a 27 first. Thoughts? 101 and 26 it seems. So, man, any idea? And that I know it's way too early for that 27 first to have any idea where that's going to go. It feels like a slight overpay. Marvin, how many starters do you have in this league? Like, is it a 12 team start 8, start 9? And when I say start 8, start 9, not including if you play with kickers or defense, not including any of those guys. So literally just quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends. How many can you start? I think that's going to kind of determine for me which way you should go. You see Damian Martinez off the board. A lot of running backs going, which is obvious, and it should. It does push some wide receivers down the board. There's some guys that I really like. I really like Jalen Knoll, and I really like I like Jaden Higgins too. We'll go ahead and take Trey Harris. I don't think Trey Harris falls too far. I'm not the biggest Trey Harris guy, but he seems to consistently get top 50 draft capital in mock drafts. If Loveland goes 14th, he would be a steal in the second for sure. Yeah, let's pause this after the GOAT finishes here. And we'll kind of talk about this second round here. I've also been telling people to pile up on early second round picks in this draft if you can, because I think they're just going to be good. I think they're going to be good because like it's hard. Every time I do a rookie mock, everyone asks how'd this guy fall to 202, 203 or whatever. But then you look at it, it's like, well, who's he supposed to go over, right? Like who's supposed to, who's supposed to go over him or whatever. Like there's going to be good players that fall. But anyways, guys, what do you guys think of that second round? We got Loveland, Royal, Scattaboo, Cam Ward, Ollie Gordon, Shador Sanders, Devin Neal, DJ Giddens, Martinez, Knoll, Harris, and RJ Harvey. Paul says it's the 103, 106, and 109 in my one QB league. So you're looking at Travion Henderson, Emeka Ibuka, or Quinshawn Judkins, and then someone like a Caleb Johnson or Travis Hunter. You're looking at some good players, Paul. You're looking at some good players. And that's what's nice about this year. Like a lot of times the second quarterback's not going to the end of the first round anyways, which just shows you like this draft is good without the quarterbacks, which is great. If you play in a one quarterback league, that's great for you, right? That's what you want to be doing. But yeah, Marvin, let me know how many starters Let me know how many starters you do. I think that's gonna determine for me if I want to do that trade or not. But let's start it back up here. We'll go Alec, Io Manor, and isn't there an argument for Jalen Milroe in a one quarterback league to go higher than he does in a super flex? Just because you kind of want the difference makers. Um, Now I'm assuming here that Jalen Milroe goes at least round 3 to a team that where you can see him being the starter. But isn't there an argument like that he gets pushed up a little bit in a one quarterback league, slightly, or at least just because of his rushing ability and upside, and it's easier to find a starting quarterback? I don't know. That's just my thoughts here. Ollie over Scattaboo, pin it. I'm Scattaboo over Ollie Gordon, but I know there's a lot of Ollie Gordon fans, and I can see Ollie Gordon being good. I definitely could, but man, I just like Scattaboo's ability to kind of do all the things that coaches love, that teams love, and that get you on the field. Um, so I'm talking about pass catching, pass blocking, stuff like that. Gets you the tough yards. I think that's just he's going to be someone's going to fall in love with him, in my opinion, and take him pretty early. I would probably draft Loveland with the 109 if he's there. I don't have a second rounder. Is it tight end premium, Paul? I do have 3/3 though. Is it tight end premium? If it's not a tight end premium, I push those. Even Tyler Warren, I kind of push like to the end of the first. You know, we'll just give a skin him. I saw you just pop back on. Hopefully you were okay with that Isaiah Bond pick. Yeah, it's a tight end premium because I assume you need a tight end, which is kind of what you're saying. You don't have any good tight ends. Yeah. The issue is like it's not really it doesn't really matter. Like in a non-tight end premium league, those you have to be like top 2, top 3 to really matter. Everyone else is just kind of like right there. I mean, I get it. I get it. And I don't mind if you go Loveland, but I would probably take a running back over them. We'll go Jaden Higgins and we'll go Jack Mesh here. I guess Marvin maybe is not here, disappeared. But 326 first for BTJ and a 27 first. Again, if it's a shallow league, like you're talking about 12 team, 12 team start or 10 team anything, 12 team start 8 or something, then I'm okay with it. But it still does feel like a little bit of an overpay. But if it's any deeper leagues, then no, I probably wouldn't do that, Marvin. Right now you have Goddard, Ertz, Henry. I think that's fine. Honestly, like I think those guys are going to get you by. If you truly believe that Loveland's the best player available there, then go for it. But I just tend to push those guys down a little bit. Did someone take Bayshal Tootin? Ultimate Tiger took Bayshal Tootin. Let's go, my boy Savion. I love Savion Williams, man. I hope he gets the good draft capital. And then Jaden Blue is someone I'm interested in. I think he has a role as a pass catcher on a team, and maybe he could be a little bit more. No worries, Marvin. No worries. I was just asking if it's a what's the starters? How many starters do you have? If it's a deeper league, like a 12, if it's an average to deeper league, like a 12 team start 10 or 11 or 12, I'm keeping the firsts. If it's like a 12 team start 8, 7 or 8, then I'm fine with the BTJ side. We'll go Mason Taylor. Harold Fanning's really fallen off, man. I mean, people loved him. Also, Torrey Horton. Shout out to him. 10-man. Okay. 10-man. In 10-team leagues, the QB and tight end positions are where you separate from other teams as running backs and wide receivers tend to cancel each other most weeks. Okay. I'll show you guys something after this. After we finish this round here. I'll start pulling it up now. And it's related to maybe you guys are familiar with wins above replacement. If you watch baseball, you're definitely familiar with wins above replacement. But I'm going to show you wins above replacement here. Hopefully I can pull it up or not. I'll take the trade back. Boredom is wild. I have accrued so many picks in this league. I'd love if I got rid of that. My landscape would be balanced. I also think like if you're a stud team, like, and you just like one more, you're just adding, making the rich richer type of thing, then go for it, like if you do kind of need those pieces potentially to fill out your roster, then I wouldn't necessarily do it. We'll go ahead and take Fannin. Boy, has he fallen. Man, Blue is my target here in the fourth. Yeah, I kind of like Jaden Blue. I like what I see. I see potential there. Now, is the team going to believe in him to be their every down guy? Probably not. But but man, I love Jaden Blue. 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, tight end, flex, 1 flex, super flex also. I have 9 playing a week. Okay. 10 teams start 9. I'm actually okay with that, Marvin. I'm okay with that because you're only starting 90 guys. That's not, you need the hammer pieces. Wide receiver 24 does not do it for you. Does not do it for you. So I'm fine with doing it. I'm fine with just like going all in and getting BTJ and adding it to that ridiculously deep wide receiver room. Marvin Harrison Jr., Puka, JSN, that's insane. All right, let's finish this out here. We'll go a couple tight ends just because I haven't. Let's see here. Do we have anyone else? Gunnar Helm, Barry and Brown. Don't love these wide receivers here. We'll go Terrence Ferguson to kind of finish it off here. I'm just a team that everyone hates. Yeah, I don't mind it. A 10-team start 9 to trade those picks for BTJ. How do you calculate the value of picks in startup leagues? This is probably the area that I'm the weakest in. It's probably the area I'm the weakest in, John, if I'm being 100% honest. Like, I have a hard time trading in startups. We're doing a slow draft right now. I'll show you it after this. I just never know, am I making the right trade or not? One thing I'll say, so in our league, we're playing in a 12-team start 12. It's a very deep league. And if you can trade back a pick and get 2 or 3 picks for 1, which is kind of what I did in that Poseidon league. If I made a trade, I traded my 106 and I got 3 starters essentially, in my opinion. So I traded 1 for 3. I think that's the way to go just because we need depth. But man, I have a hard time valuing startup picks and knowing how to value them. I really do. To me, it's a blind spot for me. So let me show you guys something here as we finished up this mock draft here. So hopefully for your 1 QB guys, that helps you a little bit. We see our first quarterbacks go kind of mid-second. Next tier of guys are going somewhere in the 3rd, and then maybe a guy like Quinn Ewers gets taken, but probably only like 4 or 5 quarterbacks at the most. 1 QB, and it does make it makes the second round not as nice, right? Like Shador Sanders and Cam Ward would push these guys, Matthew Golden and Loveland to the the early second round. So it would push them, but hopefully that helps for you 1 QB guys out there. I need to potentially start a 1 QB dynasty league. I wouldn't mind doing it. But anyways, we were talking about tight ends and stuff like that, and a non-tight end premium. So there's something called WAR. It's the WAR tool, wins above replacement. Now this is a paid thing here, but if you go to Dynasty Daddy, a website, Dynasty Daddy, and you enter your league there, you can also get WAR. But this shows you wins above replacement. This is a league that we have where there's no tight end. It's a half PPR, no tight end premium. The best tight end that year. Let's go to just last year. Let's get some names to this. Yeah, absolutely, Marvin. We can do a 14-man mock. I'm down for that. So here we have George Kittle last year was the best tight end in this league. He basically accounted for 1.79, 1.8 wins above replacement. So if you were starting, if one team was starting George Kittle and the other team was starting the tight end 13, or sorry, in this league it's a 10-team league. So starting the tight end 11, that's the replacement level player because we only start one tight end. If one team's starting George Kittle and the other team starting the tight end 11 every single week, George Kittle's giving that team about a win and a half more on his season, right? He's accounting for 1.5 wins above tight end 11. But what's that equivalent to? If you see here, that's equivalent to, in this league, the RB17. That's equivalent to the QB8 or so. QB8, right? Right around QB8, QB9, and wide receiver 6. So is George Kittle valuable? Yes. But you literally have to be, and you see where the drop off comes off after the top 3 tight ends. This is from just last year. This is from, it combines the last 5 years, I believe. And you see kind of the drop off happen after the top 3 guys. It's just such a small, narrow window for tight ends like to be good and to be relevant. If you're not in the top 3, top 5 maybe, you're not really making that much of a difference. And you should be able to find someone who's like a replacement level player who's giving you close to what they're whatever tight end 6 or 7 is giving you, if that makes sense. So that's why I push tight ends down the board a little bit. Now, if we change this over to, for example, the Poseidon League, which is our league here, where there's a 1.25 tight end premium, you're going to see the difference here. You're going to see tight ends actually mean something here. It takes a little while to load sometimes, but you're going to see tight ends with that tight end premium actually matter in this league a little bit more. So has it loaded? It has loaded. So here, I'm going to move the, here we have the tight ends is the orange line. That the tight end over the last 5 years, the tight end 1 is the most valuable player in the league. That's kind of crazy, right? We'll go to single year. We'll go to last year and kind of see last year what it looks like. Here we go. Last year, Brock Bowers was the most valuable player in this format. 4.029 versus Lamar Jackson. Brock Bowers was more valuable than Lamar Jackson in this 1.25 tight end premium league. More valuable. The top 3 tight ends were more valuable than QB2 Baker Mayfield. Right now, there is a drop off as well. Like eventually, the tight ends kind of fall lower because it's just going to happen. But here you see them actually matter and make a difference. So non-tight end premium leagues like tight ends, unless you have Bowers and McBride, they don't really matter too much. Even half point tight end premiums don't really matter that much. It needs to be like 1 plus 1, 0.75 up is when it starts to matter. Plus 1, 1.25. To me, if they have to get more than double, at least double than what everyone else is getting. So if it's PPR, I want my tight end premium to be at least 2.25. My tight end's getting 2.25 per reception. To me, that's when it starts to matter. If it's half PPR, then I want my tight ends to get at least 1.25 per reception, if that makes sense. By the way, this is over at South Harmon. They put out good content. Check them out. This is a paid thing here, so you do have to pay for that. Over at Dynasty Daddy, which it wasn't loading for me earlier, but Dynasty Daddy is a really good site. It's a free site. You can enter your league here. You literally just go to like Sleeper or MFL or wherever you play, and you load your league in, and there's a warp tool here as well. It shows it for 1 year, this last year, but there's a warp tool as well there. So, but any more questions, let me know. Let's check out our couple things before we go. Let's check out our Zeus league here. We are on a slow draft here. I need to message everyone at all. Next rookie pick available is the 102. And we see here we've been about a round and a half. Daniels, Allen, Burrow, Lamar, Hurts, and we have Brock Bowers going at the 106. Patrick Mahomes, Jamar Chase, Drake May, Justin Jefferson, Bijan Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs, and then I took Jahmyr Gibbs, Caleb Williams here. This league, running backs are much more valuable than wide receivers in this league. Because it's half PPR and 0.1 per carry. So running backs do have a better warp value. And I took Caleb Williams. I was thinking about taking CD here, but I took Caleb Williams because of 7 quarterbacks going in the first 9 picks. I was expecting Mahomes and May maybe to make it to the second round. That I would have felt more comfortable waiting for the 301 because it's third round reversal to get my first quarterback. But because 7 went, I decided to go ahead and grab Caleb. So if you guys are watching this and want to get into, you want to get into a listener league, we're trying to put together a third one. I'll leave the link here to the Discord. Join it. That's how you get in it. We're also doing a giveaway. So go down to content release channel, go to the giveaway channel or category, whatever it's called. Just type in something, and I'll add you to the list. We're gonna draw names for the winner of that after the first round of the NFL draft. We'll go live and we'll draw a name there. So, but I think that's it. A little bit longer of a stream tonight. It was a lot of fun. Appreciate everyone that joined us. We'll probably be live again, not until Thursday, maybe Wednesday night, but probably not until Thursday. So appreciate you all. And you guys have any questions, drop it in the Discord. And yeah, we'll see you guys all in the next video.